So we have some top trolling by manufacturers, we have a small roundup of the PGA show from Orlando, and what are the best signings that golf companies have made. Hi guys, my name is Peter Finch and this is Finch Weekly, your look at what has been happening in the world of golf. And as mentioned, I have literally got off the plane, driven up from London, and I'm now filming this fresh off the flight from Orlando. It was a red-eye flight as well, didn't manage to get any sleep and didn't sleep on the way out, so I'm missing 2 nights sleep somewhere, so if I suddenly fall over in the middle of this video, send help. But I won't do because I've had 18 cups of coffee, but also the PGA show, it does get the juices flowing. It does get you excited for golf. And guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that little bell icon to be notified of the videos that I bring out. And also comment below on everything that you see in today's episode. Remember, this is all about sharing. This is all about learning from each other. And let's start with the PGA show. I'll do a roundup of some of the products that I saw, and what I thought was hot, what I thought was a bit dodge, and I'll drop that next week. So that's all going to be about the products. As an overall feeling from the show, yeah, again, it's very cool. It has to be said. It is basically a small town of golf that descends to Orlando. So inside in the trade center, it's massive. It's huge. It's the size of, I don't know how many football pitches, but it's just crammed with golfers, golf products. It's really like a kid in the candy shop when I go there. And then the demo day, it's a 360-degree driving range, the biggest driving range and practice facility in the US, I'm pretty sure. And that's basically where you can test out all the new clubs which are coming out for the year. And I was over there sharing a house with Andy and Pierce from Me and My Golf and Seb. And I was also meeting up with the US-based creators and getting some content. Those videos will be dropping soon. And it was, yeah, it was exciting. It's inspiring to be around those guys and to learn from them and to gather new ideas and new processes and just thoughts of doing things. To get all these golfers in one place, you can't help but be inspired. You can't help but be pumped up to do more of what you love to do. But enough of the fluffy stuff. Let's have a look at the PGA show, because it was a little bit different this year because TaylorMade didn't go. And that's the first show that I've ever been to, and it's the first show as far as I can gather that they weren't there. Now, there's a few reasons for this. So the PGA show, it is evolving and it is changing, and it certainly has to change quite a bit more because historically that was where products were announced. That's when they were launched. That's when everyone got a first look at them and started to get excited. That doesn't happen anymore. You know, the advent of social media and the internet, the releases are, you know, they're just going to come out when they come out. The start of the year, as you've seen so far, they can't wait for one show anymore. So that historically has been part of the show, and that's now been negated. The other side of the show is basically people placing orders for the new year, and that does happen to a certain degree, certainly the US-based guys. However, that's kind of altering as well. So I think what TaylorMade have done is they've looked at the show, which is going to cost about $2 to $3 million to make sure it's a good stand and to present themselves in a way which would be appropriate for a major club manufacturer, and probably said, you know what, don't need it. And I'll be interested to see if they don't go back, will other manufacturers follow suit? Because if they do, then that would be a huge change for the show. Then something really would have to shift. But it could be that TaylorMade were just waiting to drop a little bit of a bomb. And this is a stroke of genius in many respects because they weren't at the show. Everyone in golf is there. So you would expect that TaylorMade wouldn't be spoken about. But then they signed Ricky Fowler. They dropped that really cool... I'll show the video.
Morning.
Morning.
The usual?
No, not anymore.
Great little bit of trolling that. That's a good bit of trolling. So all of a sudden, everyone's talking about TaylorMade and they're not even there. And that's a very good move by them. And certainly with Ricky Fowler, he is someone who does move the needle for a lot of people. And we spoke about this with Justin Rose when he signed for Honma. You know, a lot of interest being generated. And a lot of the comments on the last video when I spoke about does Justin Rose move the needle for you in as far as actually buying clubs, a lot of you guys were basically thinking along the same lines that I was, that Justin Rose for me is an inspiration. He's an ultimate professional. But not a lot of people are going to run out and buy clubs because he's using them. And what do you think about his signing? Is Rickie Fowler someone who you would associate yourself with more? Is he someone who you would more likely buy from, if that makes sense, than someone like a Justin Rose? And on this point, please comment below on what you think are the best signings that equipment manufacturers have made. So if you think about Tiger to Nike, he really did help establish Nike as a golf company. You think about Tiger then when he switched to TaylorMade, that was announced at the PGA Show a couple of years ago. Pretty big news. You've had Rory into TaylorMade, you've had Phil going into Callaway. Obviously that announcement was very much, made slightly awkward by his Ryder Cup performance and the fact that he was playing new clubs at the Ryder Cup. When he went with Tiger, they got demolished. Good memories. From a European standpoint, obviously. So please comment below. What do you think are the best ones? What do you think are the worst ones? The one that springs to mind straight away for me is when Bubba went to Volvic, and he just completely went off the boil during that contract period. It just wasn't the right move for the way that he played and what the Volvic ball does, because the Volvic ball is a good ball for people who do want to hit it a long way. That's why a lot of the long drivers use it. But for control around the greens, there are better balls out there. So for this week's segment of This Week in Social, it's going to be hard to look past the PGA Show and some of the stuff that was going on out there. So let's have a little bit of a look at a montage of stuff from the show, from my social media and from others as well. It was a pretty epic week. Said I will be doing a full roundup of everything that went on at a show. The other thing that I did have a little bit of a look at and I've seen today was Rory McIlroy's interview, and he was chatting about something which was discussed in last week's show about Ho-Sung Choi getting an invite to play at Pebble Beach in the AT&T Pro-Am. Words are beginning to get difficult to speak. And Rory was less than impressed about Ho-Sung Choi getting an invite to play the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I'm all for it. I think it's going to be good. I think we need more characters. And this is why I like Rory, because he does say what he feels. And that is something which golf sorely lacks, because a lot of the professionals are very highly trained. They put up a wall of not exactly silence, but it's very trained. It's a wall of beige responses. And Rory is one of those players who adds that little bit of colour. He is someone who does speak his mind. He is someone you want to interview because he rarely ducks away from a question, and that's great. I don't agree with him on this, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that inviting Ho-Sung Choi to play in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am is a bad thing because it takes a spot away from an established PGA Tour player or a younger PGA Tour player trying to make his way? Would love to know your thoughts on that and what you think about Rory's comments. But apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like the video, make sure you share it around if you can, and also comment. I would love to know your thoughts on everything discussed. And remember, the more we share, the more we learn, the more we can improve together. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms as well. I'm really struggling to shape my mouth into words. I need another coffee while I edit this, and then I'm going to have a long sleep. And I will see you down here next time.